The U.S. Department of Justice has subpoenaed travel records tied to Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Yes, the same Fani Willis who made national headlines for her Georgia RICO case against President Trump. Now the DOJ is asking questions about her. Let's break this down. Welcome to Nellie Miranda. According to reports from Reuters and NBC, a federal grand jury subpoena has been issued, focusing on Fani Willis's travel, particularly international trips in the fall of 2024. We don't know yet if Willis herself is the target, but the fact that federal prosecutors are demanding records speaks volumes.
But we begin tonight with breaking news out of the nation's capital. The New York Times reporting tonight that the Justice Department has subpoenaed travel records from Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis. Those records reportedly from around the time of last year's election when Willis traveled overseas. The Times says it's part of a federal grand jury subpoena, and grand jury proceedings are secretive by law. D.A. Willis charged President Donald Trump in an election interference case, which accused him and his allies of trying to steal votes in an attempt to win the election. A state appeals court said she was disqualified from overseeing the case due to a personal relationship with the attorney she hired to run it. Last week, the Georgia State Supreme Court upheld the decision.
And let's remember, this is the same prosecutor who went after President Trump with everything she had, only to get kicked off the case after a judge found her relationship with her handpicked special prosecutor created an appearance of impropriety. So now the DOJ is looking into her travel history, and everyone should be paying attention here. If Willis could demand endless phone records, emails, and text messages from Trump and his allies, why shouldn't her records be scrutinized when legitimate questions are raised? The rule of law must cut both ways. The DOJ has spent years pouring resources into cases with massive political implications. If they are going after Fani Willis, fine, but the American people deserve transparency because the left is already asking if this is a fair application of justice or another round of political games. Listen to how it's phrased by this news station.
Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis is President Donald Trump's next target. I'm Blair Miller.
And I'm Tracy Hutchins. The Justice Department just subpoenaed her travel records. Atlanta News First, Niamani Watson is live outside the Fulton County Courthouse. And Niamani, this comes just one day after the indictment of another one of President Trump's political enemies.
Yeah, just yesterday, former FBI Director James Comey was indicted in connection to the Russian interference investigation in the 2016 election. But according to the New York Times, this inquiry into Fani Willis's travel records show that the Justice Department may be investigating another one of President's old enemies. Now, the inquiry is being led by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Georgia. They're seeking Willis's travel records from around the time of last year's election. It's unclear if Willis is the target of the inquiry or if she will face any charges. Willis brought charges against Trump and 18 co-defendants, accusing them of attempting to reverse the results of the 2020 election in Georgia. She was officially removed from the case last week due to a personal relationship she had with a lawyer who was also working on the case. President Trump called it a great decision and said she should be prosecuted.
They're referring to Fani Willis as President Trump's next target, calling her another one of his political enemies. They even referenced James Comey in an attempt to let it be known that she is up next. It is all a nonsense. Now, let's pause for some reality. A subpoena is not an indictment. It's simply a tool for investigators to gather records, but let's not pretend subpoenas are meaningless either. They suggest prosecutors believe there's relevant information worth pursuing. And don't forget, Fani Willis already under fire for her judgment, for her relationships, and for the optics of her prosecution. Those past controversies are why the subpoena is making headlines, because it's a pattern of questionable decision-making.
The allegations stem largely from a contentious divorce involving a key prosecutor in the Trump election interference case. Nathan Wade's estranged wife accused him of having an affair with DA Fani Willis, while at the same time Willis paying him $650,000 so far to run point on the high-profile racketeering investigation. Attorneys for Michael Roman, one of the remaining 15 defendants, accused Willis of personally profiting from those payments because Wade paid for their vacations to California California and the Caribbean. Two other defendants joined the motion to dismiss the entire case.
The indictment brings felony charges against Donald John Trump.
But in her response, Willis called the allegations salacious, based on public relations strategy, not legal argument. She included a sworn statement from Wade, the first time he's talked under oath about the allegations. Wade did admit a personal relationship with Willis, but one that started in 2022, months after he was hired as a special prosecutor. As for the amount of money he's made in the case, Willis explained, quote, Special Prosecutor Wade made much more money than the other special prosecutors, only because Wade did much more work. She included many examples of Wade's legal experience, even pointing out that the defense attorney who filed the motion suggesting he was unqualified actually endorsed him in 2016 when Wade ran for a judgeship, praising his experience.
So here's where I stand. We don't cheer for investigations just because they target someone we disagree with, but we also do not give Democrats a free pass. If the DOJ has evidence, move forward fairly, consistently, and without favoritism. As of now, neither Willis or the DOJ have commented publicly, so you can expect more reporting, even maybe statements from Congress. Lawmakers will likely demand answers, and Willis herself will be under pressure to explain. We'll have to wait and see. The bottom line is the woman who tried to take down President Trump is now facing scrutiny herself. So what do you think? Should the DOJ be digging into Willis's travel records, or is this political payback? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. But before I let you go, I have to tell you that Mike Lindell, the MyPillow founder, MAGA ally, and the poster child for outsider politics, says he is very close to running for governor of Minnesota in 2026. He told reporters he's about 99% there after reestablishing residency back in the state. Here's Lindell speaking of the possibility of running.
Minnesota was the tip of the spear for many things, and I believe we're also a Trojan horse for a lot of evil that's sitting here. And a lot of states can say, oh, no, it's us. Oh, no, it's us. Well, Minnesota, there's a lot of stuff that would take me a long time to tell everybody. There's a lot of bad things going on here. And I, for myself, I thought about it. It's like I don't know who else. Number one, I don't know anyone else that can win. We've done polling, and I know what needs to be done here. I've lived here all my life. I know what the stuff I did when I came out of addiction, all the stuff we did downtown, helping out Teen Challenge, the Salvation Army, Union Gospel, all these people in the streets that I was helping down there and that we were doing, all that just was thrown out the window by this governor that we have now in this administration. And it's pretty, the nonsensical things, him running for vice president, I mean, now the whole country knows. It's like, you can't make this stuff up in your head. Like, why would anybody want to do these things and hurt all people? And so I'm very concerned, and I'm going to make, I'll be letting people know real soon what I'm going to do. There's just a few things, but I've already done one step, and that's I'm back in Minnesota. So the big news came out, the fake news came out and said, Mike can't run. He doesn't live in Minnesota anymore. Wrong. Here I'm back, and I'm here.
Let's be direct. Lindell is a fighter who built a business from scratch, and he never hides his views. He says that he'd run on two big themes: secure elections and common sense government, messages that play well with voters frustrated with the status quo. But make no mistake, this is not a clean run. Lindell has had high-profile legal setbacks. A jury found he defamed a Dominion employee and ordered damages. He faces other defamation, litigation, and court rulings tied to his 2020 election claims. Those legal clouds will follow him and his business into a statewide campaign. Minnesota's in rough shape under the current leadership, so honestly, what do voters have to lose by giving someone new a chance? Now, do you think Mike Lindell has a real shot at becoming governor of Minnesota, or is this just about making a statement? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and as always, if honest commentary brings you value, please make sure you like and subscribe to support the channel. Ring the bell so you never miss a video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.